back.
We're back.
As we like to say.
Yeah, we got
and on Spotify, not just back. We are now on Spotify.
Are they the new sponsor?
Well, we're on there. We're on there.
Mitch Belisle, Ryan Boyle. We have to introduce ourselves.
Because we're big time on Spotify now?
No, because you're supposed to do that, I think, at the beginning of every episode of whatever you produce.
Yeah, that's true. In case someone's tuning in for the first time. I think we got a lot of, not first-time caller, long-time listeners. Long-time listeners.
Yeah. It's fall. Fall is finally here, Mitchell.
Feels like it. We're in the midst of fall event season. We had our girls event out in California.
Mm-hmm.
We got boys down in Baltimore. You're going to be there?
Yeah, I'm in Maryland this week.
Girls will be in New Jersey.
Yep.
So getting there.
Yep.
We're getting there. And fall ball. Talking fall ball today. Cornell plays Maryland in
cares.
Philly. Salesianum High School.
This is less about a college preview. This is a trip down memory lane. That's what give the people what they want.
Yeah, this is for the old timers that were playing with us in fall ball.
That's right, and that's why this segment is sponsored by Memory Foam. Huh. Yeah, they knew we were doing a memory based trip down memory lane, and they're like, let's jump in the fray here. So
yeah, any bed you want, any way you want it.
Yeah. So, what do you have something like one thing that kind of jumps out to you as you think back to your fall ball?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Okay.
You're gonna have to help me with the name. It was the home of the first ever Trilogy Baltimore tournament.
Genesee Valley.
Genesee Valley Park. That was our first fall ball event. We played.
Don't think that wasn't in my memory bank when we started doing our tournaments.
Yeah, we played. I want to say we played Maryland, and I forget who the second team was, but very fuzzy memories. I remember a teammate running off to the sideline and puking in a trash can. That's one vivid standout memory. I was playing short stick D midi. Still hadn't made the switch to long pole yet, so that was. My head was completely spinning, and I just remember walking off the field. I think we had fall break immediately following the event, so we went down, and my parents lived in Maryland at that time, so went down. My family got to come and watch. Had my head spinning like a top in my first college lacrosse action, and because with Ivy League we were only allowed to do one fall ball event, and then
what one? No,
one.
And then you were allowed to, okay.
It's 2 scrimmages or 2 games, but if you played in fall ball and had multiple events, that was a multi-event thing.
Yeah.
And then went on a break, and then they were like, "Why don't you pick up a long pole while you're home?" Rest is, as they say, is history.
They saw you play Genesee Valley, and they're like,
"No more.
We've seen enough.
Never again.
We're good.
We're good." I think short sticks were set there. Why don't you try long pole? Yeah. How about you? Did you guys do Genesee Valley?
We sure did.
Yeah. We sure
did. Shout out to the LaMonica family, who has been running Genesee Valley Outdoor Learning Center for years and years and years. A tremendous family. Dan and Mike. Dan's the assistant coach to his wife, Sonia, down at University of Virginia. But I think, when I think fall ball, I think of the dreaded run test. Mm. Did you guys have a run test?
We did have a condition.
No one cares about it.
Condition.
Mile and a half.
I'm sure yours was easy.
Mile and a half in 9 minutes.
Yeah, like I said, very easy.
And there was so much anxiety around are you gonna make it? Are you not gonna make it? If you didn't make it, then there was run group until you did make it.
We call that body fat club. You're not allowed to call it that anymore, but
no. So the strategy. You're about to run the marathon, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. The strategy was just to hitch your wagon to a rabbit, right? Just to find the guy that was knew his pace.
Did you do it on a track, or did you guys have a loop? Okay. Yeah.
On a track. So you
6
knew,
laps, baby.
Yeah. So you knew hey, if I hang with this guy and I have enough willpower, if I hang with this guy, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at least get through 4 laps and then you can go out.
There was always the one
6.
freak show. So in my class, it was Dixon Hayes, walk on. Shout out to Dixon Hayes, who I think ran it in under 8.
Yeah. That sounds
it was oh my God, are you here just for the run test? You're the greatest athlete in the history of mankind. So there was a pack of okay. And I remember my freshman year, I don't know what got into me, but at the end I was I still have juice in the tank, and I just sprinted, and then I think I hallucinated. I think afterwards, I don't think I was no longer on this earth.
When did you guys do it? What part of the day? Was it morning, evening, mixed up?
Late morning or middle of the day. Yeah.
We would do the mile on Friday mornings, every Friday morning in the fall, and you would be matched up. It was a 6 a.m. workout, so you'd wake up at 5.
Such tryhards. Oh my god.
National champs. Wake up at 5 a.m. but wouldn't sleep all night because your stomach was just in knots.
Yeah.
It was the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But we would be matched up with an opponent, and you had to beat them in the mile, and the loser you would have a one-on-one matchup.
Buddy, one-on-one.
You were racing
I
someone.
mean, frenemy in this case.
And the loser had to do an extra half mile, 3/4 of a mile, and then if you didn't make a time for that, you had to do more. This was after we would do like agilities and stuff. It was some of the most harrowing. I ran a sub 5-minute mile one year. I ran a 4:58 mile. Ethan Vedder ran a 4:59. I ran a 4:58. We were across. I was like 175 pounds that year. I think it was my beginning of my junior year. I was like, I got to put more weight on. I can't run. I can't be this skinny. But yeah, guys were grabbing each other across, like pulling each other across, like diving through the line on a rubber track. It got bloody. Yeah. A lot of fun happens on the college cross track.
This started as my story, became your story, but there was other.
Tell me more about your 1.5-mile jog.
There was other guys that was like, if you didn't make it, you became like this run club thing, and there was always like this like rumor of like, oh, if you never make it, then like, something's gonna happen when a season comes. Like, and there's a couple names I could maybe throw them out there. Love you to death. I don't know if Sean Hartopoulos ever made the ran.
Second team All-American.
But like
Eric Pitter never was doing that.
Come springtime.
Mile.
Come springtime. You know who was in that starting lineup? Yeah, the guy that scored a lot of goals.
Oh yeah.
Like
It's just right there on that hand bike or the bike upstairs.
Yeah. You have to run a mile on that left wing. It's like, does arm still work? Does wrist still work? Yeah. Ball's in the back of the cage. So the mile that jumps out. The other thing that, and I'm gonna get pretty nerdy here. My freshman year, we came in and producer Andrew Goldberg. How do you run a 4-on-3 fast break? What formation do you set up on offense?
Usually a box.
In offense, from an attack standpoint.
Oh, well, like an L.
Right, an L.
Depending on which way it goes.
Right, Midi comes down, draws the point man. Who does he throw to?
To the point man, usually.
Great. My freshman year, they're like, we're gonna run. You're gonna throw it down the left wing, and then you're gonna no, not a pick. You're gonna cut, and then you're gonna cut, and then you like roll up and over. And I'm like, what in the hell are we doing? It was my first introduction to Princeton Lacrosse. We're gonna practice something for hours and hours and hours, and then never use it. Never use it.
Prepare.
But it was my first introduction to
Metzi?
Metzi. I don't know if it was a Metzi or T thing, but because it was like the first thing, But it was like, oh, this is a lab. Like, we're gonna try some things in the fall. Like, we need to mix some things up. We're gonna try some different things. Like, we're not going to necessarily, like, we're not built for spring now. Like, because especially with the Ivy League rules, right? In terms of we had so much stuff. So it's like, let's mess around. Let's have a little bit of a laboratory. Try some things out, because there's fall break, then there's winter break, then we have the later start. So you want to get your team set. You want to be competitive, but let's mess around here. Let's like the classic FAFO, right? Like, that was my introduction like that. So it's like, instead of, and I think it had to do with in the most risk-averse way possible. I think it had to do with, in transition, not giving a midfielder, or more specifically a defensive midfielder, like, is this a fast break or a slow break? The fast break, I hit the point guy. Slow break, I push it down the side. It was like, no. You just move it down the side all the time.
Well, let's just put the asterisk. Pre-shot clock era, right? Pre-shot clock era. So
correct.
This is when you guys would hold the ball for 18 minutes at a time.
Stop it. So like, my first practices, I was like, what are we doing?
Was it effective?
We have a fast break and we're moving the ball down the side as opposed to the point.
Was it effective?
Like I said, come springtime.
The experiment was over.
It's like that.
Come springtime.
It's like throwing rock for the 10th time in a row. Like, they're not going to do it this time.
Come springtime, I'm back at the point. It's like I'm starting, We're not.
Give me the rock.
Throw me the rock. Let me throw a skip to Hardo. Let me go one more to BJ, like Prager. Like we're not going down the side and cutting and doing any of that nonsense.
Yeah.
So,
Do you remember who you guys played in fall ball? Do you recall any of those games?
I remember.
Or any good memorable games?
I have a few memories in particular. I remember we played Maryland, and it was the first time that I had been like introduced to like Maryland pressure defense. Just like an athlete, I'd seen a lot in like the MIA and like in Washington.
Pass, right? Chris Passavia chasing
A lot
you
was
around?
it was like Howley, Lee Zink. It was just
Lee Zink, right? Yeah.
And Michael Howley was like the veteran of the bunch, right? So it's like some guy that comes out and pressures me, and I'm like, oh, see you later, like I'm gone. And then next thing you know, I like just run myself into just a hurricane of hell and just get blown up, turnover, getting screamed at from the sideline. And it was like, I got pressured, I'm going to the cage. And it's like, no, you idiot. Like, that's what they want you to do. Like, you just played right into their hands. And I was like, oh, gotcha. Okay, I still have a lot to learn. And then I remember a lot to learn. However, I still came in my freshman year. We had, outside of regular practice, I think we had captain's practices. Did you have those too?
Yeah, we had to, because we were, I think, 12 or 13 official practices.
Yeah.
So that was like, when you factor in 6 or 8 weeks, it's like 2 practices a week tops.
Yeah.
With the team. So you got to get those in.
I came in hot. A little too hot.
Freshman year?
A little too hot. Like, a little too, so I remember it might have been the first captain's practice, maybe the second. And something happens in transition, and I'm like basically like giving instructions to a junior, Dan Clark, the DC, Dan Clark. I'm like, oh, well, if you'd cut this way, like I would have found you on the backside. And he just looked at me like, will you just shut the up? Like you've been here like 10 minutes. Like you act like you own the place. We were in the national championship game last year without you, okay? So, like, slow your roll, cool down. But it was just like, oh, yeah, maybe I need to, like, be a little bit more, like, walk before you run. But, like, yeah, I remember, like, giving instructions or some suggestions. And it was like, dude, you gotta cool it. Like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna, like, rip your head off. Like, you're a little over your skis here, buddy.
You'll probably unsurprised to know I wasn't offering unsolicited. I'm like holding my stick the wrong way, like flipping it over my head. I'm just happy to be here the first year. I do remember we played up in Syracuse. I don't remember if it was junior or senior year. We played Syracuse, and we also played Lemoyne. And this was the time when Lemoyne was Division III. And I want to say they beat us, or it was a close game. And it's the perfect trap game. Like, they beat you. It's like, if you beat them, they're D3. You should beat them.
Yeah.
If they beat you, you're like, why'd you lose to it? Well, we heard about that for the next 6 to 8 months. I think we had to wear they're called Teagles. They're like Cornell sweats that we wore for every workout. We had to wear them inside out for like a week based on the performance of our play. And that was a common theme. A lot of inside out sweatpants over the course of the fall when we would make mistakes. But yeah, I just remember like, it must have been senior year, because it always correlated. The worse we did in fall, the better we did in the season.
Oh.
It was like to your lab, or, I think it's like, one, maybe it was some of those things of being like, we're not as good as we think we are, and so you like work extra hard in that time. And 2, just I think kind of the mental warfare that Tamburani would play with us to get us fired up because of that fall season. Heading into the season worked really well. But yeah, I know fall was always like, if we had a great fall, I think junior year we had our best fall, and that was the year we lost in the first round. And like, it's like, then senior year we had a tough year and then ended up going to the Final Four and being undefeated that year. It's like some weird inverse correlation there.
Do you want to hear some other notable hours practice spent but never actually ran in the game?
Yeah, I'd love to.
So
what do you call the reverse rotation fast break? Did you have a name for it, or that's just the?
Oh no, I wouldn't think we did it ever again. We practiced a 10-man ride, i.e. the bump ride.
Yeah.
We practiced a 10-man ride seemingly every practice spring, at least once or twice a week, hours. never ran it in a game.
Tierney was saving it for 2025.
Never in my 4 years. I don't think we ever ran a 10-man ride. Even when we're down, I was like, no, just let's not get crazy here. Let's not get crazy here. We did.
We
that.
still haven't perfected it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
10-man ride. We used to do. We did these groupings. So it wasn't a set offense, but we had this one. We had like specific personnel packages. We called it like Group A, Group B, Group C, and one of them was Group C. There was 3 guys. We had 3 crease guys, and then 3 guys around the perimeter, and that was the only like rule that you played by. But those 3 guys had to stay inside, and those 3 guys, stayed around the perimeter. So, again, Group C package, hours practicing. Did we run it in the game? Not once. Not one time did we run the Group C package.
That's.
How would you defend 3 guys in the crease and 3 guys around the perimeter?
Probably just match up on them.
Well, still waiting for that package to come up.
That's why it hasn't been revealed yet.
Yeah.
We used to, one thing we would do on riding in the especially in the fall, we'd have midnight riders. We'd have like 12 guys. You're out there riding with like 10 or 12 guys, and the offense has to clear it, and then coach would get furious when you couldn't clear the ball. You're like, yeah, you set an extra pole in the middle to just hunt everyone down. And also when they would clear, you'd be like, how are we not getting the ball back? But there was nothing better than being on the Midnight Riders. And you just go out there and just create havoc, all risks allowed, jumping up with a long ball, trying to pick off passes.
Yeah, sure.
Midnight Riders are some of the best days.
Yeah.
Did you guys do alumni games? Was that one of your
Oh,
contests?
yeah, that's
Alumni
you
games.
opened the old can of worms, the alumni game, yeah. I remember going back for the alumni game and playing against Jeff Teat, and being like, this guy's pretty good.
How was that experience? Did you match up 1-on-1?
My freshman year, I got hit by Ryan McClay, and I thought my helmet was on backwards. He hit me so hard. So we would do like young alumni versus the current team for a bunch of years because
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone does that anymore.
No, we do a mix now, but when I was there, there was one year where like everybody came back, and I'm talking about like next thing you know, we're lined up, and it's like Hazard, Hubbard, Massey are down there, Sims is in the midfield, and you just like go on down the line, and it's like, this could be a problem.
Yeah.
This could be a problem, and it was a problem.
What side were you on at this
I was
point?
on a team at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we not pretty sure, we were losing, right? And then in his bag, Tierney always had the legendary, and rest in peace, we love you, Cookie Krongard, who at the time was like, at the time he's probably in his late 60s, early 70s, and it was like, call him in from the bullpen, bring him in.
You guys got to put Cookie in, that's the rules.
But you'd be terrified because you feel like if I hit him, like his leg might shatter, like his leg might shatter.
Yeah.
Like you were like genuinely worried. He'd always come up with some pretty big stops, but these are like these are like athletes in the prime of their.
He was a seasoned vet.
So that like kind of swung the tide back to the team. Had that not been the case, the alumni game like definitely would have gone in the alumni favor.
I think we had the exact same situation with like Rob Pinnell,
Yeah.
Max Sebald, Brian Clayton. Like this was when I was an alumni, and same thing. I think we went up early and then just slowly. John Glenn, like I like look in the second half, and John Glenn's like no longer got his equipment on. I'm like, oh, okay, we're in trouble now. And like we went up by 2 or 3 goals, and then the second half they just were like, yeah, we're college athletes that are conditioned, and longevity took over, and they won by a couple goals. But we almost had it for a couple minutes there.
But it was so cool because I think one game in particular, it was just like really well scheduled. Everybody came back, and then there was like an event afterwards, and like next thing you know, I'm hanging out with some of those guys, aforementioned guys that I grew up idolizing, and now I'm having hanging out with them and having a relationship with them, and the connective kind of
There's
tissue.
something to that, and actually competing on the same field, I think, at the same time. Like,
yeah,
I think the level of competitiveness of all of Division I lacrosse has gone up to make that more challenging now.
Yeah.
And I think liability and just like, so I think it's going to be rarer and rarer to see that, at least at the highest levels. But it was, I agree. I think those games were like guys that were currently playing pro were playing against current players. It was really, really special. And then you get the guys like Cookie Krongard and guys that were like old guard that would mix in and a lot of fun.
My favorite like alumni game, like not like meme so much, but just like trope, would be like the young alum that never played, right? Never was a real
like a role player guy or like
maybe
bench.
Yeah. But then he gets
scout
out.
team guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then he gets out and he's a professional, in the working world. And then he comes back and he's got like I'm gonna show them. It's like, no, you're not. like I don't know in what reality you think that when you were here practicing 5 days a week, working out and and didn't play, and then now you're sitting at a desk.
So it's that Goldman Sachs elevator ride that got them all fired up.
You're sitting at a desk for 17 hours a day, and then you come back and you're like, I'm better than ever. It's like, you're not gonna do anything in this game, right? You're maybe get a ground ball, maybe just don't drop a pass, but this is not going to look good for you. So if you're any young professionals, humility going back for the alumni game if you were not a key contributor. But I always loved, there's always like 2 or 3 guys they were like super fired up, like, oh, I shot balls last weekend. It's like, oh, okay. How many think you're gonna pump in today? You gonna get a couple?
The extra shots you're doing when you're here, college? No. Okay.
How many did you have while you were here?
I actually, I think I pinpointed the moment that the Cornell alumni versus current team game finished. I think Coach DeLuca suited up and absolutely took someone out. Like I think it was like an over the head that like took him down by the throat, and everyone's like, whoa, and he like didn't mean to do it, but I think that was the moment where they're like, I think we're probably good here. We better not have any of our coaches injure our players, and that was the end. But Coach DeLuca, always such a fiery competitor, couldn't turn it off like none of us can.
Who would coach your teams? As a
Self-coached.
Self-coached?
Player Reggie Dunlap, player coach style.
Ours was always Bryce, yeah, and then I think like the second assistant would do the team.
Oh, you guys got real coaching.
But Bryce would always take the So, shifting gears. Whenever I think fall, one of my favorite traditions, one of my favorite things about the fall here in the tri-state area, backdrop of New York City, is the New York City Marathon. And you are running this year.
I am. In less than 2 weeks, I'll be trotting my 26.2 miles through the 5 boroughs. I have been to it a few times to watch. Like you said, it's an awesome experience.
One of my favorite days of the whole fall from the city perspective.
Yeah, it's a Sunday. Sunday morning, everyone's into it. The real runners at the beginning are on TV. It's pretty cool. But I've always said I want to do a marathon, and
why this year?
Hannah and I were out to dinner, and
she was like, "You can't do it. You
no,
won't make it."
She was like, "Do you think?" She said something. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do the New York City Marathon this year, and I turned 40 exactly a week after the marathon, so I was like, I could probably get it in before I turned 40, maybe. So sneaking under that, but I'm excited. I've been training since April-ish. Trying to get under 3 hours, which
is crazy.
When I did a 20-mile run 2 weeks ago, might have humbled myself a little bit. They hit that 15-mile, but that was during the nor'easter. I was running into a 35-mile-an-hour wind, so that was. I'm hopeful that I'm not facing those conditions on November 2nd. But no, I'm really excited, and I'm doing it for a great cause. I'm doing it for Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Hospital, part of Fred's team. Hannah works at MSK. But
Hannah is Mitch's wife, for those
we'll introduce her.
First-time listeners.
Yeah. And
recurring character.
Amazing organization that does such great work. And I think Fred's team has raised over $7 million to date.
Awesome.
I hit my goal recently. Hopefully, if you want to continue, I upped it a little bit because I want I want to keep giving to this great cause, but most importantly, looking forward to getting out there and being with all the Fred's team runners and going out, and hopefully you'll be on the sideline somewhere cheering me on. I know.
I go every year. Super excited about cheering you on. A couple other people, in terms of friends and family, so to speak, involved. But we go every year. We love it. Super excited about watching you. We got a specific spot that we like to watch. Williamsburg. Williamsburg is great for us.
Williamsburg, okay.
Yeah, we go.
That's mile 6, 7.
That sounds about right. But it's a bit.
I've mentally mapped the course.
It's a bit of a little scene over there. It's super easy for us to get to, kind of going over the bridge and coming back. And it's a party spot. It's like a lot of energy and music, and the bars and restaurants are really kind of involved and engaged in that area, and signs. It's definitely like a vibe, definitely like a really, really high energy atmosphere. So we're planning on kind of being there again. That's kind of our annual family tradition. So yeah, super excited about cheering you and a few other people on. My daughter likes to give high fives.
Nice. We can't let it slow me down, but
No, they're boosts. They're energy boosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll take all.
It's a turbo boost. It's a turbo boost / a germ fest. Because after she's high fived, about 25 to 50 runners, I just want to get that hand just immediately in a tub of hand sanitizer.
Maybe go with the rubber glove and then just peel it off. High five. Peel it off. Sets of rubber gloves.
If you're any sort of germaphobe, just watching the high fives and just the sweat and I'm just like, oh God, this is just like, don't touch any part of your body like before we wash your hand. But she gives out high fives for turbo boosts, free energy, free turbo boosts.
I'll look for Wiley out there for a couple boosts. I'll need it.
Mario Kart.
Where is have you mapped out the family plan? Where with the Hannah and the boys?
They are going to be roaming. They're going to roam. I think they're probably going to be in the Williamsburg Park Slope area. One of Hannah's good friends has an apartment that I think is on the route, so they'll probably end up over there. Then they're going to come maybe somewhere in the city or in Manhattan, and then finish up at Central Park.
So I won't dive into this too much because this is your moment. But Ari ran it one year, and the funny.
When you guys were together?
Yeah, and one of my
Ari, you're better.
For
the new listeners.
One of the like funniest moments for me is you finish the marathon, you just run 26.2 miles, right? They kind of drape you in,
this foil blanket.
This foil blanket, and then we got on the subway, and there's just people going about their day, So you have these people that just ran 26.2 miles, and it's like a lifetime achievement / beyond exhaustion in terms of what you just set your body through, and then you get to the subway and there's people sitting not
getting up for you. You're good.
You good?
You look athletic.
Or what's the blanket for? Wait, what's the blanket for? What are you up to there? You should do something? You got some?
Eat a whole bunch of Pop-Tarts?
I'm just going my day, or I got a big thing of groceries.
Yeah, that is one thing I love about the city. Is you could be on one corner and something crazy's happening. You go to another corner and you would never know that.
Yeah.
The entire marathon is being run throughout the whole city. So.
Well, we're super proud of you. We know you'll absolutely smash it, and looking forward to being on the sideline cheering you on.
Appreciate that. I'm sure Andrew will throw the little link box right below so people can donate. Looking forward to seeing 12526 is my bib number. Don't know if that matters, but
it does. They have a great tracking app.
Yeah,
great
orange.
tracking.
So I'll be wearing an orange shirt. I'm gonna try to put everyone's names on the shirt that donated, which would be kind of cool. And I'll look for a lot of smiling faces out there. If anyone's got good playlists, let me know.